Eat, Trade, Love.
How are you feeling now this week?
Remember when it was like 2017-ish, 16, 17, and that was like the catchy phrase in the media was like, Bitcoin is a bubble.
Yeah.
Well, another bubble may be on the cusp of breaking. What is it? Bitcoin.
Are we in a bubble, like Mr. Cuban says?
I think we're in a bubble. Yes, I think that's a very fair analysis.
But it looks a lot like a classic bubble. In fact, it's one of the biggest bubbles in financial history.
It did feel like a long time, didn't it?
It did indeed. But as we all know now, that phrase is no longer the hot word, and Bitcoin is soaring. But of course now the new hot topic is meme coins. I had a momentary lapse of sanity.
No.
It's been so long that I've done any like buying or trading or risk taking. I kind of was dabbling in Solana meme coins.
Oh, dabbling. I like it. Yeah, tell me more.
First of all, anyone who's watching this, if you think meme coins are ridiculous, I'm right there with you. And no, I am not a meme coin trader. That being said, I am totally a big proponent of Doge at the moment, but that's for things we can talk about later. But when I'm talking about meme coins, I mean like the real shit coins come out of nowhere, flash in the pan
Shittiest of
things.
shit coins. Yeah.
Yeah, and there's been one coin that I invested in early, Luce, L-U-C-E, which was, it turns out it's the mascot of the Catholic faith or the Pope or something.
Oh.
This had nothing to do with crypto, but they came out with their new mascot, and it's this like anime-looking, NFT-looking doll. So there was no actual crypto market connotations here, yet when you see it, you think that looks like a damn NFT or something. It's crazy. And I had caught wind earlier about the fact that not only are all these meme coins exploding lately, but one of the big ones was Mudang, which is that Thailand-based baby hippo that everyone fell in love with. And of course, it became a big meme coin. Then recently, that squirrel got popped.
Peanut.
And that became a big meme coin. While the markets were starting to pick up, it became very clear to me that pop culture things become meme coins, and the biggest ones become somewhat successful meme coins, at least for a certain amount of time. And that's a good way that I was like, maybe that's a way to lower the risk if you ever want to like dabble in meme coins, is make sure that it's connected to something in
Of
pop
a
culture,
narrative that's happening.
Yeah, and also make sure that it's like the first one.
Yes.
So I put a few $100 into Luce when it popped out into the universe, and it's done fairly well. But then I also, once I did that, I got into the gambler fiend addict brain, and I lost like a couple $1,000s on random meme coins that just like rugged me immediately. So I'm like breaking even, and but this is what I mean is that it totally, I had to snap back into it and be like, dude, this is not your game. This is not your world. Like you're lucky that this Luce is doing well, but like, stop. Like I've always professed to be just an investor, kind of like a long-term, trader, get out when the getting is good, get in when the getting is good type of guy, and gambling is not a good color on me. So, but it's funny because I learned about this dexscreener.com a long time ago, which is a really easy way to find these like new coins that are pumping out no matter what the network, and you can really get sucked into that. So, word of warning. I mean, not.
Yeah.
I would say that's not financial advice, but can't you say good financial advice is don't gamble?
Well, the good financial advice is dabble. But don't put in huge amounts. Dabble with things you're willing to say bye-bye to. Travis StockGeek was on Chris Dunn's live stream I did the other day, and he trades stocks, and he dabbles in meme coins. And, it's quite funny because he's such a serious investor in all the other things, but he enjoys that space and he enjoys dabbling in it. And, and I've had that conversation with him. He just plays in the pool with enough that if it gets rugged, it's okay. And I think it's okay to dabble as long as it's small amounts.
Yeah. Well, I think one safe bet for meme coins is this Doge.
Yeah.
Which is now officially the currency under the Department of Government Efficiency, which is blowing my mind.
I feel like I'm living in a movie right now.
Well, I mean, like, I remember when Elon Musk was in an interview talking about how he made Doge and what, how it was kind of a joke.
Part of the reason why I think there's some merit to Dogecoin, even though it was obviously created as a joke, is that it actually does have a much higher transaction volume capability than Bitcoin. And the cost of doing a transaction, the Dogecoin fee is very low. If a currency is expected to increase in value over time, there's reluctance to spend it because you're like, I'll just hold it and not spend it because its scarcity is increasing with time. So if I spend it now, then I will regret spending it. So I will just hodl it. But if there's some dilution of the currency occurring over time, that's more of an incentive to use it as a currency. So Dogecoin, just somewhat randomly, has just a fixed number of hash strings that are generated every year. So there's some inflation, but it's not a percentage base. It's a fixed number, so the percentage of inflation will necessarily decline over time. I'm not saying that it's like the ideal system for a currency, but I think it actually is just fundamentally better than anything else I've seen.
Fast forward to today when not only could it theoretically be the upcoming currency underlying X.com, but even further than that, I mean, this actual United States government branch is named Doge now. Like, what the hell?
I don't know if they'll make a strategic reserve from Doge, though.
I've been hearing a lot from people in this space that are talking about this time around, it won't be all the cryptocurrencies that go back to where they were. Mm-hmm. And there's going to be a lot of zombie, as they call them, zombie coins that are just that stay kind of walking alone. They're never doing anything again. But there's still so many, like, even if they're not blue chip coins out there, there's still a lot of projects that, like, based on what I'm seeing, look like they still will somehow reach all-time high again. And stuff like Doge, it's like, it just seems inevitable. And it's a weird concept to me to think that if you do the math, investing a not extremely large amount of money into some of these tokens, and then if it goes back to all-time high, you can make tons of money and not even be a trader or a big-time crypto enthusiast.
Yep, I think that's an important distinction too, because if you're just watching, if you're a new viewer to our channel, Jesse is an investor and a hodler, and he dabbles, and I'm more of I trade. So we come at the market with two different angles, and of course we've all got our base hodl, which is lovely in times like this to have your spot just doing the job. So you're still in the market without having to actually trade the market. And I actually had a little bit of Pepe because on an exchange, I'm like, I can't stand this meme stuff. Like, I'm here for it, but it makes me cringe.
Of course.
But I am also not so stupid as to not also have a dabble, and I have some spot, and I just thought, right, I'm just going to put a little bit into Pepe, and I'm just going to leave it there and close my eyes. And then, yesterday I opened up and I went, oh, that's a pleasant surprise. This cycle has proven that Bitcoin is the king. So how you want to work around that to acquire more Bitcoin, to trade, to invest, to dabble, to play is how you've got to sensibly manage your portfolio right now. And I think you've just had that realization. You have the sensibility of, okay, I can dabble, but I just need to put some parameters around my dabbling. Yeah,
because I realized that I have, and this is probably why it's a good thing that I'm not a gambler, I'm not at the casino, is that I do see the greed and, the lust for quick gains to completely overrides my logic, my rational thinking, pretty quickly if I get into that world. And it's like deep down, I know that instead of investing in projects that have legs, that actually have a good team and all of that, and you're just kind of like throwing the dice at random stuff that you have no idea if it's a scam or not. I mean, it's like, it's really easy for me personally to fall into that. I can imagine it's easy for a ton of people out there to just
I mean, it's a version of over trading as well. Like, you made a great dabble, and then you went in for more because you got that hit. And that's one of the things about trading this type of market, especially in the phase we're in at the moment. There's so much momentum, and it's very easy just to forget all of the rules, jump on the train and feel FOMO and make really bad decisions. So important reminder for everybody to get their sensibilities back.
Oh my God! Okay, it's happening. Everybody stay calm. What's the procedure, everyone? What's the procedure? Stay calm! Wait. Everybody calm down!
It feels like that at the moment, that we all just need to go, okay, take a cold shower, regroup. It's starting, it's happening. Yeah.
I've been getting a lot of messages from friends now, which is like the ultimate bull signal, that all the friends that were asking me about crypto 2.5 years ago, who I haven't talked about it with since, they're like, how's your crypto going, man? And I'm like, bull signal.
Bull signal.
And it's almost like, nice, like more affirmation that we're on the way to the top.
Yeah, because
they don't even know it. They are in my my system of learning.
Bank of memories, yeah. Signals. Yeah, it's been so quiet with retail. I haven't had anyone ask me much, but I'll bring up a tweet now. So my experience in the last 2 weeks is that people who have been hodling and have been underwater and now are coming back into profit again are asking me, should they sell? So that's been a very interesting thing to observe as well, that people that have experienced max pain through everything we've been through in the industry are now, deciding whether to sell. And that for me is a signal that we're not at euphoria. We're at disbelief. Oh my God, I'm back at break even kind of thing, and in some profits. So I think this cycle now with politics, no matter what side of the fence you're on, the politics at the moment are very good for Bitcoin. Building, there's talk of building a strategic reserve, and there's so much liquidity that can come into the market that I have said to those friends, do what you need to sleep, but for me, it's not the right time yet. I feel like we're just getting started. So price action will determine that, but the price action's been very interesting to watch, and I finally feel relief that I'm not holding an illegal asset, because potentially it could have gone the other way, that at any point in time we all could have had a rug pull, that it was not allowed, banned, all the infrastructure banned, off-ramps, on-ramps, all of that stuff could have just been, and I didn't realise that as Bitcoiners, we've been holding that quietly on our shoulders, and it feels like a relief, right?
Yeah. I'm with you on, we're just getting started and no reason to sell. But I will say that some people that may be in the same boat as me, on one hand, I was lucky enough to take some decent profits the last cycle, but I also was caught holding excessive amounts of bags of different types of altcoins that I didn't sell. And there was even some where I had bought them on our way down, which was brilliant.
Doubling down on the pain.
What is it? Buying falling knives. But because there's such an excessive amount I have, it's like there are some, if it rises a little bit above breaking even, I'll just put them into something more reliable. Or at the very least, take profits.
Taking profit is not easy in trading and in investing. And the feeling is never good, because you think you're going to miss out on further gains. So just remember that actually hitting the sell button sometimes feels worse than taking a loss. But when you can look back, I remember when you were talking about INJ, you'd taken some profit on that, and then the next week it shot up again, and you thought you'd made a mistake. And I was saying to you, no, you didn't make a mistake. You made a great decision. You still had some.
It's a weird one, right? When you think what I could have had would have been more, but that doesn't exist. I mean, you could play that game all day. You could say, I could have this, I could have that, I could have done this. It's like, that doesn't matter. What do you have? And was it a profit or was it a loss? I mean, celebrate if you have any type of profit, and then maybe use those same tactics to make more profits in the future. But coulda, shoulda, woulda doesn't get us anywhere.
Now, Jesse, you're an amazing investor, proven over the years. I also know someone else who is one. He's got balls of steel. Michael Saylor. Wow, MicroStrategy. Chris Dunn in his trading group that I'm involved in as well, that here's a little recap of his trade.
But as far as like crypto related stocks go, you know, one of the biggest stories has been MicroStrategy. And for anybody that doesn't know, the story here is MicroStrategy has been acquiring Bitcoin at an insane rate. And they have the largest public company treasury now of Bitcoin. And that's why their stock has been one of the best performers in the stock market, is because it's pretty much directly tied to Bitcoin's price now. And so I took a breakout trade here in early October around 200. And this thing has been giving really good follow through. And yesterday it went a little bit parabolic with Bitcoin, and I closed half of the trade here into market close around 350.
Now, Michael Saylor is just, I mean, he is like the captain of the ship. He has weathered storms. He has, you know, just kept that hope for the vision of the future, and he's arriving there, and his company is, you know, holding a treasury in Bitcoin. It's unbelievable. Imagine if other companies start to do that. There's actually a website that I'll bring up. Michael Saylor's current treasury holdings around 25 billion. Can you believe that? Like,
I can believe it. It's hard to fathom.
It is, and then you can track it here. His purchases are the green dots, and then the average price, and then the dollar cost average, the lines down below here. So, and also, this is a cool site because you can also check out El Salvador.
That is cool.
Yeah, and you can check out their holdings, and they stopped buying, around here, and you can see now they're well above their average price now, and they're well in profit. So, again, Nayib Bukele. Now, Plan B also is famous for putting out his projection charts about where he believes the price will go. So I'll just bring that up now too. And I mean, this graphically, very simply, you can see we're on the red dots and we're on the up. And it's just great. We can even just see charts like this. So Jesse, as an American, what do you think about strategic reserve? They already hold a lot of Bitcoin, but what are your thoughts on that?
Well, I used my 5 free USDC or DT, whatever it was, on Polymarket that I received to bet that Trump was going to win the presidency, and I won. So then that turned it to 10 USDC. And I flipped that on Polymarket into the next bet, which is that Donald Trump will make Bitcoin a reserve currency. I figure if I just keep making bets that are not too risky, I can just turn that free $5 into $1 million in 1 year. Just keep betting.
Let's hear from Anthony Pompliano. He spoke really well about the strategic reserve. So let's listen to him for a moment.
I think that actually not only does President Trump like Bitcoin, he holds Bitcoin. He also wants the United States to hold Bitcoin. And so he's going to put together this strategic reserve of Bitcoin, which will be incredibly important. I think it'll be a flag that he plants in the ground and says, hey, I promised I was going to do this, and I did in the first 100 days.
Why is that a big deal? If you have a strategic reserve, you're building it, and by having to buy Bitcoin to have in it, right? So it furthers the demand.
Well, central banks around the world, they hold gold, many other assets. Right. And so anytime that you can go and get the best store of value asset in Bitcoin, which it has been for the last 15 years, I think that's a good thing.
I'm looking forward to the way this year unfolds and the easing of restrictions and the freedom being brought back to the people. I think we're looking good.
Yep. So, Jess, let's wrap this show up. But I just wanted to talk to you about, we're both into health and fitness, and I think something that's really important when we're sort of engaged with the charts, so, you know, and everything that's happening, and it's so important to get away from the screens. And I know for myself, if I go for a beach walk or something and just disconnect, I think it's so important. What do you usually do to disconnect from everything?
I actually do yoga nearly every day, and for that hour and a half, it's like completely removed from not only crypto and everything, but from talking, from thinking, and it's this meditative, physical. I mean, there's a huge amount of benefits that I get from yoga, but whatever it is that you do, you should find at least an hour a day where you just completely detach, because it allows for, when you come back to it, to think more clearly and to make more rational, wise decisions when it comes to your future and your financial moves. So yeah, big into yoga, swimming. Yesterday, my wife and I were on the beach for a couple of hours, and you know, vitamin D, get that sun in. Like, get away from your computer. It's. I mean, you know, I've had to like slowly get myself out of this neck stiffness issue I've had for a couple of years, and that was because I spent so much time on the computer, not stretching and not moving. So that's where I am now, you know, 41 years old, got to get back into the groove of movement. And it's so easy to be obsessed with, you know, we're going to make it rich, we're going to make it big, so let me just stare at this computer screen all day.
Yeah, get tick-tocked.
Like, what type of rich are you if you can't move and you're unhealthy? So if you guys are out there, you know, excited about this bull market, stay excited about just, you know, the more important things, because essential things are like your health, your happiness, love, breathing, you know, those are essential. Crypto and all that is just a nice thing to play with and hopefully benefit your life. But there's more essential things out there.
Yeah, you know, it's a great time to be alive. We can stare at these computers and extract money from them. That enables us to live life on our terms. And you and I both live in the tropics, and we've chosen to be there because we can have a great life there. But the freedom for me is being able to have the coffee whenever I want, go to yoga, go for a beach walk, and determine how your day looks. But it doesn't mean just, flaking around on the beach all day long.
No matter where you are, it's going to be a grind, but that's the goal, right? Is to have a bit of freedom while you're working, and that's why we do this, guys. You know, you never know how the world is going to swing one way or the other, and Bitcoin, in my opinion, is a great way to, you know, secure a more likely chance of succeeding in whatever you want to do. Because it's, you know, it's financial freedom in the end of the day. It's something that is separate from these crazy systems that we've been forced into since birth. So keep researching, keep grinding, and stay healthy while you're at it.
Yeah. Good. Oh, I think we can finish on that note, Jesse. That was beautiful. And also, if you're new to the channel, thank you so much for watching. There's a like button down there. It helps nudge the, you know, those algos. So please give us a thumbs up. I sound so desperate when I say that. Ugh. Ew. Thumbs up meme coin. Anyway, bye, folks.
Bye-bye.